So in this video we're gonna see how we can print different patterns in Python. So because we have already learned about loops in Python, now we're gonna see how we can use those loops and we can create different patterns. And these exercises will improve the logical thinking, and also we have clear understanding how loops actually works. So first of all, we know that we can use the print and we can print something on the output. So here we are printing 1 star. So here you can see we have the output. Now this way we can have multiple print statement and we can print different number of stars. So the print will add a line break. So you can see both of them are in separate lines. Now if we wanted to avoid this line break, then we can use the end. So we can use the end, and here we can specify what to end with. So we wanted to end with a space. So now if we run this, so you can see now, so both of the strings are printed on the same line. Now we already know that we can use a loop and we can perform repetitive task. So if we wanted to print this star multiple times, then we can put that inside one loop. So we can use the for loop. So for I in range 5, now we can put the print statement inside the for loop so that the print statement will execute 5 times. So you can see the print statement executed 5 times. So this way we can effectively use the loops and we can print different patterns. So here if we use the nested for loop, so we have for j in range 5. So the print statement is inside both of these nested loops, and after the inner for loop ends, then we're gonna add one line break, and here we're gonna print the stars on the same line. So we're gonna use the end and we're gonna end with a space. So now we have some interesting pattern. You can see we have created a star of square, 5 columns and 5 rows, and that is only because of this nested for loop. So here first of all the I, so here the I will run from 0 to 4 and the j will run from 0 to 4. So whenever the value of I is 0, so the inner for loop will run 5 times, so it will print 5 stars. Now after the inner for loop done executing, then we have this print statement. So this print statement will basically add one line break. So after that the outer for loop will again execute, and here the I will be 1, and again the inner for loop will start executing, and this time also it will execute 5 times and it will print 5 stars in the new line. And after that again this print will execute and we're gonna have another line break, and this way we are repeatedly executing the loops and we got this rectangular star pattern. So let's now see how we can print triangular pattern. So the outer loop will run, so we can decide how many rows the triangle will have. So let's just create one smaller triangle. So the triangle will have 4 rows, and here in the inner loop we have the j. So for every row it will run I plus 1 times. So for 0th row it will run 1 time, for first row it will run 2 times, and this way it will incrementally print the star for every row. So here we have the star pattern. So let's see how the triangular pattern is working. So here the outer loop will run 4 times from 0 to 3, and for every outer loop the inner loop will run I plus 1 times. So here whenever the I is 0, so the j will run 1 times, so it will print 1 star. So after that this print will execute and we have one line break, and after that the outer loop will execute and I will have the value 1, and then the inner loop will run I plus 1 time, so it will run 2 times, so we're gonna have 2 star printed, and after that we're gonna have the line break, and again this process will repeat and we're gonna see 3 star printed. And this way we can repeatedly execute the loop and we're gonna see this triangular pattern. So this way also we can print one reverse triangular pattern, and also we call this decreasing triangle. So for this also we're gonna have this same nested for loop. So here we're gonna have 4 rows. Now we have to modify this inner for loop. So here it must be, so because this is decreasing, so here we have to be 4 minus I, so that we're gonna have the decreasing number of stars in every row. So here you can see we have the decreasing triangle pattern. So let's see how the pattern is working. So here the outer for loop will run 4 times. So we're gonna have 4 rows and I will have the value from 0 to 3. So whenever the value of I is 0, then the j will run 4 minus I. So in first row it will run 4 times. So we get to see 4 star printed. And after that we have this print which will have the line break. And in the second row the value of I will be 1. So the inner for loop will run 4 minus 1, so 3 times. So we're gonna see 3 stars printed. And then again whenever the value of I is 2, so the j will run 4 minus 2, so 2 times, so it will print 2 stars. And this way it will execute and we will get to see the reverse triangular pattern. So this way we can use loops in Python and we can print so many different patterns. So hope you understand the concept. See you in the next one. Take care.